We are day 102 of my daily faith pill, Sunday, April 12th. What you have is more than enough. He answered and said to them, You give them something to eat. But they said to him, Shall we go and buy 200 denarii worth of bread and give them something to eat? Mark 6, verse 37. We often stand at the threshold of a great endeavor, whether it's a personal project, a calling from God, or a problem that seems impossibly large, only to be stopped dead by the ledger of our current resources. We check our accounts, our skills, capacity, and conclude, I can't do this. I recall the journey of producing my first music video. It was a project far beyond my immediate financial reach. I initiated the steps, contacting artists and studios without having the necessary funds secured. They had no idea I was operating on faith alone regarding the financing. Similarly, when I planned $1,500 giveaway for my clothing line, I began the promotion when the cash simply was not in hand. In both instances, the necessary resources were absent, yet the conviction to proceed was present. I knew the project would be done, even if the how remained obscured. In both cases, the commitment preceded the provision. The music video was eventually launched, and every winner of the giveaway received a prize. This is a pattern we often confront, an idea planted by God or a challenge presented by life that dwarfs our present capabilities. Naturally, the default reaction is to defer, to suggest someone else should handle it, or to sideline the idea altogether. This, however, is not the kingdom approach. It is a scarcity mindset. The correct perspective is the kingdom mindset. Consider the account in Matthew where the disciples were faced with a hungry crowd. Their logical solution was to send multitude away to solve their own hunger problem. They saw the lack and proposed dispersal. Jesus offered a different command. You feed them. He instructed them to take ownership of the solution rather than pushing the problem onto others. Their response mirrors our own doubt. How can we solve this? We only have 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed over 5,000 people. Jesus' reply is the eternal declaration for the believer. What you have is more than enough. Bring it. He took those meager offerings, blessed them through prayer, and they multiply to satisfy the entire multitude. What is the principle here? When facing a project, challenge, or a seemingly insurmountable need, stop focusing on what is required and redirect your attention to what you possess. What resources, talents, or remnants are currently in your land? That small measure, when surrendered to God, becomes the source of abundance. God is enough to amplify what you have. Think of David facing Goliath. He lacked the requisite swordsmanship, armor, or military training. But David knew what he did possess: 5 smooth stones and a sling. That was the extent of his arsenal. Yet, that was more than enough. David didn't see the gap in required skill. He saw the sufficiency in his available tools when connected to God's power. He brought those stones to the Lord, and they were used to fell the giant. Just as disciples found their 5 loaves and 2 fish multiply, David's stones sufficed against Goliath. Recognize that what you hold is sufficient for the task set before you, provided you bring it to the Lord. Take what you have, however small or inefficient it appears, to Jesus and watch him multiply it to achieve your heart's desire. Step out today, empowered by the knowledge that you are God-backed. He sees you, he loves you immensely, and what you possess is the very seed he intends to use for your breakthrough. This, man, you gotta keep this close to your heart every day. Sometimes, like I said, we feel like we don't have enough. We feel like wherever we are, we're stuck, whatever the case might be. God has already provided you what you need. What you have is enough, because your earthly eyes cannot comprehend what your Heavenly Father will do in that moment of trial. He will be there for you. He will not forsake you. He will not abandon you. He will be there. And at times, he will even act on your behalf. So we have to stand tall against the Goliaths of our lives with our 5 smooth stones, and we just got a sling, and the Lord will do the rest. I kind of think of it as, and I know this might be a weird analogy, but I watched a lot of anime growing up. So like in Naruto, one of the animes I watched the most and one of the most popular, they have chakra. And in the Shippuden, after the 3-year time skip, he learns how to use his chakra nature and his chakra form, I believe. So the chakra nature is his wind nature, and chakra form, you can form it to look however. That's how he learned to do the Rasengan. But before that, he went to Asuma Sensei, who used chakra blades. So there's these, they kind of look like those knuckle things that you put on your knuckles and you can hit people with it. Except it was sharp on one side, but he would imbue it with his chakra, and he would throw it at a tree, and the tree would literally explode. Now, the chakra around it, that's God's power. And if you don't have God's power and you throw that blade, it might just stick onto, the tree like this. It'll stick if you throw it hard enough, right? Because it's sharp on one side. But when you imbue it with your faith and the Lord's power is a destructive power, right? It's all powerful. And when you throw it, it will destroy the tree. It will destroy the Goliaths of your lives. So I just kind of thought of that as I was reading this. Like, just think of God's power as chakra. It's internal. The Holy Spirit is inside you and he works in you. And that is God literally working within you, God in us. So yeah, just think of it that way and go out today thinking, I got that chakra,